Hari, Hari Om to all of you. Hari Om. Hmm, it is nice meeting all of you. Yeah. So I hope all of you can see me, all of you can hear me as well. If you can see me and if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up, please. Thank you. Give me a namaste, please. Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you very much. So, my name is Mami Anukulananda. I'm in Chennai International Residential School, Coimbatore, and of course, I've met some of you in some of the training sessions. So it is nice to be with all of you in this training session on our new value education series called Life and Aradhana. So it's beautiful to see all of you. So as we start this session, there are a few things which I would like all of you to pay attention to in the book. So first, my question is, how many of you have seen the book? Just give me a raise of hands. Okay, how many of you have seen the book? Fantastic. Some of you who have not seen the book, please go and see the book. The idea was not just to go and see the book, the idea was also to read the lessons and come so we don't have to go through the entire lesson. Okay, so when you see the book, the most important thing is to first identify exactly as to what is the lesson talking about. Okay, so if you see the book, in the book there is a page number given in a particular place. So on the page number you will see which aspect of CVP is that lesson dealing with. So just on that page number, if you have the book, you can open it and see it right now itself. Any page you open, just on the page number, you will see emotional development, physical development, mental development, etc., etc., etc. You will see that. Okay, do you see that? Fantastic. Now, under the emotional development, there are different categories. Under physical development, there are different categories. Under Indian culture, there are different categories. So, different lessons cover different aspects of the what do we call cover different subtopics of the aspects. So, for example, in Indian culture, we have five aspects. We have festivals, we have customs and traditions, we have cultural heritage, knowledge, then we also have cultural motivation. Like this, we have different aspects under Indian culture. Okay. So the most important thing we'll have to remember is that the title of the lesson does not tell us exactly what is the aspect. It does not say. Okay. The title of the lesson is to attract the child to read the lesson. That is all. Right. So looking at the title, we should not mistake that this belongs to this particular aspect or this particular value. We should not think about it that way. We should look at the page number to understand which development, and at the title itself the lesson number is given, lesson 9 or lesson 4 or lesson 3. There the subtopic is given mainly. So that is the subtopic and that is the title that we'll have to focus about. The next most important thing is what is the objective of the lesson. That is the most important thing. Okay, so the objectives are given to us immediately below the title. The objectives are given. So the aim of teaching this lesson is to achieve these objectives. That is why we are giving this particular lesson. So as we are doing this lesson, we should always remember what is the objective, what we want to make happen through this lesson. That is the most important thing. So the point is, at the end of the lesson or after teaching the lesson, we want the children to have developed these values. That is what we want to achieve. Because ultimate result of teaching has to be change. The person before knowing this did not practice it. The person after knowing this still does not practice it, then there is no point in knowing, right? So therefore, what we should aim is that the child starts practicing what the child has learned. In the sense, we bring change in the children's behavior, in the children's attitude, we bring change. As value education teachers, or any teacher for that matter, we cannot say, Swamiji, I taught Swamiji, but they did not change. Okay? It is like the doctor saying, I am a doctor, I treated, but the patient died. Correct? Then what doctor is that? Better not to go to that doctor. In the same way, as a teacher, when the child comes to us, the child should change. And how will the child change? The child will change when you see the change in the behavior of the child. Okay? Therefore, that is very, very, very important. So we spoke about what is the domain, what is the CVP aspect we spoke about. Under the CVP aspect, what is the subtopic that we spoke about? And then there is the objectives that we should focus upon that we spoke about. And fourth, the objective should be achieved ultimately by seeing change in the person, which means action. There has to be doing. That doing should be seen in the child. So we should help the child develop this. Okay. So the child, after studying the lesson, has to know what habits the child should practice from now, so that that value comes into the child. This is what we have to give. So finally, we have to give them the habits. Okay. So we have to think, if you have to practice punctuality, start practicing these 3-4 things. Practice it. We have to give them the habit. Now, even before giving the habit, we should also inspire them with examples. Correct? So we should give them examples of people who follow this value. So examples should be from our scriptures, Ramayana, Mahabharata, our historical stories we should give, or we should give them examples of our contemporary people who practice that particular value. And most importantly, we should give them our own example. Why? Because we are standing in front of the children. So the child should not ask us, ma'am, you told us about Mahatma Gandhi, but what about you, ma'am? So if the child says, or if the teacher says, no, 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 Mahatma Gandhi practices it, it is very difficult to practice, so I don't practice. If the teacher says like that, then the student will say, ma'am, you yourself don't practice, where can we practice? Bye bye, and the child will go away. Correct? So therefore, we have to give examples of ourselves as to how we are trying to practice it, where we find it difficult, and yet we are attempting. So the child also should attempt to practice that value. So the example should be from our scriptures, from our contemporary times, and ourselves. Not only that, we are a Chinmaya school, and our inspiration is Pujya Gurudev. So we should bring in every lesson as much as we can. We should show how Gurudev practiced this value, so the children can hold on to Gurudev their entire life. Because after school, the child will not be with us. We should give the children an anchor which the child can hold on for life, or the child should get a guru. And who better than Puja Gurudev, who can be with them for their entire life? So therefore, we should give them examples of what? We should give them examples of Puja Gurudev in our lessons. So we should teach them habit. We should give them examples. Third, we should also give them the reason why this value should be practiced. What happens if we don't practice the value? These things will happen. So it is called logical reasoning. So we should give them the reasoning behind the value as to why it has to be practiced, and that reasoning should convince the child. The child should feel, yes, I should practice this value. Otherwise, I'm missing out on something very, very big. I'm losing out on something very big. That conviction should be there in the child's mind. So this is called precept, right? There should be precept, there should be examples, there should be habits. Like this, we should have different aspects in our value education class. Now, what does it mean? It means that value education class we cannot simply take like that. We have to prepare very, very well, and then only we can take our value education class. Not only that, when we speak out of our experience of trying to practice that value, then that has greater strength. And therefore, as value education teachers, whatever we are trying to teach, we will do so much better when we try to practice that value, and then we teach the children, that will have so much more strength, that will have so much more greatness. This is one more thing. Now, next thing, especially when we come to Indian culture, because that is what we are going to talk about right now. All of us know that some aspects of our culture has been forgotten. And because some aspects of our culture are forgotten, there are people who are criticizing our culture because they don't know what our culture is. So we should be aware of what are the criticisms that they are giving on our culture, and our children also are hearing those criticisms. So whenever the topic comes, especially in Indian culture or in patriotism, whatever the topic comes, we should be able to clarify what is the correct understanding that we should have. See, for example, when Diwali comes, immediately everybody talks about pollution. Do you mean to say that Diwali was created by Indians to create pollution? Are Indians so foolish? Think about it. So what is the idea behind, what do you call that, firecrackers? We should know, no? Right? Or we talk about, what do we call that, Ganesh Utsav. In Ganesh Utsav, we go and immerse Ganesha. Pollution. So did our people do Ganesh Utsav to create pollution in the world? Appa, there is no pollution. So let us have Ganesh Utsava and create pollution. Is that the purpose? That is not the idea. So what was the idea? We have to teach our children properly, right? So we should take current issues and we should clarify that also to the children as we are teaching this particular subject, so that our children will be convinced that the culture that they are part of, the culture that they are following, is good culture, is a very intelligent culture, and it has great meaning, and they're convinced to live it. For example, one of the teachers I saw in the chat writing, the children are not ready to wear bindi. It is our culture. So it means the child is not taught the reasoning, the logic behind why bindi has to be worn. There is a very, very specific reason. Physically, there is a reason. Emotionally, there is a reason. Intellectually, there is a reason. Spiritually, also, there is a reason. It is very, very scientific. And we have to teach the children why it is very, very like this. We have to convince our children that will be important. Therefore, we are the change makers for our children. Having said this, let us go into the aspect that we are going to take now, and that is Indian culture. So, under Indian culture, as I mentioned to you, we are following four aspects, four subtopics. So, what are the four subtopics? One is we are covering the practice of festivals. Second, we are covering customs and traditions. For example, one of the traditions, one of the customs that we have is touching the feet of elders. This we have unique to our culture, so we will take up that as a topic and teach them why and how this is part of our culture. What does it do? Right? Customs and traditions. We have third one, cultural heritage awareness. We have such a rich heritage of knowledge, sciences, arts, and we have spiritual knowledge, right? So our children do not know about all of them. So we have cultural heritage awareness. So that children can go tomorrow and they can explore, they can study, and they can bring it out to the world. For example, the greatest political science is by Chanakya, Arthashastra, it is there. Ramayana and Mahabharata talks about political leadership, right? You know about Vedic mathematics. We know about Ayurveda. Like that, our children should go and they should explore and they should bring it out to the world. Then India will become great. So we have third, cultural heritage and awareness, and the fourth is called cultural motivation. That is the fourth. So in cultural motivation, yeah, don't worry, I have not showed the PPT in full screen, so no problem. Okay, so fourth we have cultural motivation. So cultural motivation means what? We are motivating our children to find out and take up new things. For example, Bharatanatyam, for example, folk art, for example, puppetry, like that. What is unique to our culture, we want them to take it up. So four aspects under Indian culture, like that we are going to see. So we have taken 2-3 lessons here and we are going to study those lessons now. See what those lessons talk about. Okay. So now I'm going to make it full screen so you can all see this now. Slideshow from the video. Yeah. Now can you see full screen? Hands up please. Can you see this in full screen now? Okay. Whom should I ask? If you can see this in full screen, I would like you to give me a thumbs up. Full screen? Thank you very much. Fantastic. So this lesson is the fifth lesson for class 1. And you see the domain is Indian culture. The subtopic is festivals. So we are teaching as to what is Holi festival as such. So here, what are the objectives? Why are we teaching the lesson? First one, they should know. What should they know? They should know how to celebrate Holi and why we are celebrating Holi, that they should know. This is one point. Second, every festival in India has a meaning to it, has a value attached to it, has a spiritual idea attached to it. So children should know that those values are God protects his devotees and God loves everyone equally. So in this lesson we have two stories. One story is about Holika Dahan. The other story is about Krishna. So you see in Holi festival we have Holika Dahan. There is a bonfire that we create, we burn all old things. And second, we have what is Duleti Holi, which is playing of colors. There are 2 days. First day we do Holika Dahan, second day we do playing of colors. So this the children should know, and what is the story behind it. We should make the children feel. See, we may know so many things, but only when we feel something, we do something about it. Okay, for example, you may like a particular sports. Let us say you like cricket, right? Many of us in India like cricket, but do you watch all the matches of cricket? We don't watch all the matches of cricket. Which match do we watch? The match where India is playing, that match we watch, right? And why is that we watch that particular match? We watch that particular match because we have a feeling for India, and that is why we watch that particular match. So you see the point that when we have feeling for something, we watch that particular match we watch. So the second point is what? The second point is feeling has to be there, and that is what is very, very important. The third point that we have to say is this: we should, as I mentioned, we should create feeling, and the third one is we should also have doing. Doing means what? The child should develop this habit, which is dropping a negativity, which is Holika Dahan, and like Krishna included everybody, Krishna included everybody, like that we should include everybody in our life. That is what is very, very important. This is the third aspect. So this is the objective that we want to achieve through our teaching. So now let us go to the next aspect. And third is hopefully is about colors. Therefore, children should love colors. Now, before we teach, we should know why celebrating festivals is important in our culture. First of all, festivals help us pass on the principles of our culture. For example, Diwali is the celebration of Dharma. If we stop celebrating Diwali, we will forget Dharma also. Let me ask you a question, put this in chat. Okay? Which date is Gandhi Jayanti? Gandhi Jayanti date. Excellent. Children's Day. Children's Day. Excellent. Teachers from Tamil Nadu. Rajinikanth birthday. Rajinikanth birthday. Correct. December 12th. Perfect. Teachers from Kerala. Mohanlal's birthday. Mohanlal's birthday. Kerala teacher. Don't know. Mohanlal's birthday. Right. Fine. Other teachers. Okay. Now let me ask you Bhagat Singh's birthday. Bhagat Singh's birthday. Bhagat Singh's birthday. Don't know. Why? Because we don't celebrate it. That is the point. What we celebrate, we remember. Excellent, ma'am. Somebody said September 28th, correct. Mohanlal, May 21st, fantastic. See, what we celebrate, we remember. What we don't celebrate, we forget. We forgot Bhagat Singh. We forgot so many great leaders and the inspiration that they can give. We forgotten because we don't celebrate. Like that, if we don't celebrate our festivals, we will forget the value of that festival. Second, to bring people together. So, if we drop festivals, people coming together and identifying with a common idea, that will not be there. So, what will happen? Unity will not happen. We won't have an occasion for unity. My birthday, probably 10 people will celebrate with me, that's all. So I identify with 10 people probably. But when we come to a festival like like Diwali, the entire country celebrates. So we have the feeling of oneness. So that has to be celebrated. Another one very important point is every festival has a sadhana connected to it, spiritual practice connected to it. So therefore, festival makes us strengthen our spiritual practice. Not only that, festival is also a time for us to share with the community. When festivals come, we have more economic activity, we have more social activity, and therefore the country also progresses economically and socially when we celebrate certain festivals. But most important is when we celebrate festivals, it should be done with meaning. Okay? So, what do we need for holy festival? We need idol of Krishna in our classroom. If possible, we can keep a, what do we call that, garland or something. We can have colors, or we can use turmeric, kumkum or chandan we can use. For Holika Dahan, please don't bring in fire into the classroom. It is very, very dangerous. Have a cardboard box which looks like fire. And in Holika Dahan, we put something and burn it. So what is that? And the negativities we have to burn. So we have to throw chits of negativities into the fire. That is the classroom arrangement that we want. So there has to be a particular setup in our classroom. So how do you bring the story? See, these are all pictures from the lesson. The lesson has beautiful pictures. So the first lesson, this lesson has two stories as I mentioned. One of Holika Dahan, the story of Prahlada, which all of us know, right? So Prahlada was finally put into fire, right? Because Hiranyakashipu's sister, her name was Holika, and she had the power of not being burned by fire. So she took Prahlada and she went and sat in fire. But Prahlada was protected by God, was protected by Narayana. And what happened was Holika got burned and Prahlada was not burned. So when we take God's name, the negatives will get burned, but the good qualities will not get burned. Or the good qualities and Bhagavan will protect us. This is the knowledge we give our children. So as you narrate the story, just as Prahlada kept repeating Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, we should get the children to repeat Om Namo Narayana as many times as possible as we teach this particular story to them. So this is the lesson which also has the animation of Okay, so
But
here this is.
he failed every time, as Prahalada always chanted the name of God. The demon king finally called his sister Holika, who had a special boon that fire could not burn her. She took Prahalada and sat on a big bonfire to burn him. The little boy was not afraid. He chanted, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Miraculously, Prahalada was saved and Holika was burnt. This day is known as Holika Dahan and is celebrated a day before Holi. The children wanted to know why we apply colors during Holi. Totu told them another story behind the colors used in Holi. Lord Krishna and his friends used to play together. But the gopis wondered, why is Krishna blue? Why is he different from us? We would also like to be blue, like Krishna. Just to have fun and make everyone look the same, Krishna took the colors and applied them on his friends. This became the celebration of applying colors on each other, and it is known as Guleti Holi. After the story, children played Holi with Totu and heard the sounds of Radhe Krishna everywhere.
Mm. So you see here how we brought in the ideas. Okay, so now we are talking about what activities to bring in. See, we have Holika Dahan, the burning of negativities is the idea. Okay, so what do we do? We should have an idol of Lord Krishna, and we should also have a kind of a cardboard box which looks like fire. And because these are very small children, you can have color chits. For example, red color, and we can say this represents anger. You can have green color, and we can say this represents jealousy, right? Like that, we can have different colored chits, and we can say these are the negative things. And what children can do, they can come and pick up any color they want, and they can go to Krishna saying, "Oh Krishna, I don't want to be angry anymore. I am burning anger." Saying that, they can drop the chip into the firebox. So that they remember that they have promised Krishna that they don't want this particular negativity, right? That is drop the negativities activity. Now playing Holi, how do they play Holi? So for that, we have what we should do is we should teach the children that they should apply colors softly to Krishna and apply colors softly to everybody else. So in the class you can't have them playing Holi with colors. So what we can do is we can get children to come and take a little bit of chandan or kumkum or any color and apply it. And how to apply it? It should be applied first to the feet of Bhagavan. Even we should teach the children to elders also. You should ask permission whether they can apply the colors, and only then they should apply the colors to the elders. That has to be taught to the children. You see how many small things come into the practice. So the children learn to respect others. Even when they play Holi, they should learn to respect others. And first they should apply the colors to who? They should apply the colors to God. And third, as they're applying colors, they should also chant Krishna, Krishna, Radhe, Radhe. They should chant like that. Okay. Then we talked about the enjoyment of playing with colors, right? So you can have an art program like that. We can have, and I'm going to show you. So there is an activity on YouTube which you can see. There we take a card like this. I'm just going to show you the card. You can see this card, no? And in the card, you can have a string like this. You can have a string like this. And the string has different colors on it. After that, what we can do, you can close the card, close it strongly, and then we can pull the string. Okay? And when we pull the string like this, the card will create different kinds of patterns. These are often created. It will create different kinds of patterns. I've not held it strongly, but when you hold it strongly and when you do it, you'll have different colors coming on the cards. Beautiful designs will come up. You see, some of the designs is what I have shown you here. So like that, we can have a card activity also for the colors for the children. This activity is about colors again. We take a little bit of milk. It can be done with other materials also. So we put drops of colors on the milk. Then we take a earbud, and in the earbud we put soap solution. And when you dip it, you will see the colors dithering and going everywhere into different patterns. Like that, the beauty of colors can also be shown. And then you see, after the activities, I told you we should also mention about current issues. Not for class 1, because class 1 may not even know anything about it, so we don't have to. But for higher classes, maybe this will be important. But we should know about it. One is there is a lot of criticism. In Holi festival, we waste a lot of water. First of all, let us remember that festival is a celebration. And celebration will have a lot of usage. Only then it becomes a festival, is it not? Right? So therefore, or in festival, there will be a lot of usage. But what should we do? We should save water at all the time. So the value of saving water should not come only on Holi day. So we stop celebrating Holi, but on every other day we waste water. That is not what should be happening. We should save enough water so we can celebrate Holi also. This is one point. Second, sometimes there is criticism on Holi day, violence against women increases. Like that, there is another criticism. So what to do? Don't celebrate Holi. Is that the idea? Did Krishna want to create violence against women? No, that was not the idea. So the idea should be that anybody who is creating violence against women, they should be corrected. The festival should not be criticized on any occasion. That is what we'll have to explain to the people. Next, I mentioned what are the habits to be developed. You remember? So the precept, what are the values we have to take it, how to celebrate the festival we are talking about, and finally, what are the habits we have to develop. So what are the values we mentioned about? One is all of them should be treated equally, if you remember. So how did Shivaji Maharaj practice the value? This is from the past. Shivaji Maharaj used to have food. He was an emperor, Chakravarti he was, but he used to sit with the soldiers and eat food with them. And the soldiers loved him so much because they felt he is part of them. That is our culture. Second, what did Gurudev do? Gurudev used to love everybody equally. That even when children wrote letter to Gurudev, Gurudev would reply to them. It was not that Gurudev would remember only few people's names. Gurudev would remember everybody's names. And third, like Prahlada, Gurudev had faith in God, and Gurudev would never do anything wrong because he had faith and he had strength because of his love for God and because he prayed to God. That is the example that we are giving. Now the teacher has to tell what I do, right? Because the teacher is speaking to them, no? So the teacher should say, how do I practice these two values? How do I celebrate Holi? So teacher should say, I celebrate Holi with great fun. I apply colors to Krishna. Whatever you do, these are just examples that I've given. So the teacher should say, I do not force anybody and put colors on them so hard. So the teacher is being an example to them. And the teacher is telling, how do I practice? Like Prahalada, how do I practice? I do prayers every day for 20 minutes. I chant Om Namo Narayanaya, and that gives me strength. So the teacher is sharing what the teacher does. Then, like Krishna, teacher is saying, I also consider everybody equal. I treat everybody equal. So I greet everyone with Hari Om. I say Hari Om to everybody in school, and because of that, everybody also loves me because I treat them equally. See, now the teacher is telling how the teacher is practicing those values. And finally, the teacher is telling what the students can do. This is the doing part. So what should the students do? Students, we can tell the students every day, sit in your puja room and chant Om Namo Narayanaya. Whenever you feel afraid, chant Om Namo Narayanaya and do what is right. Right? So this is the habit, this is the change we want to bring into the children. Third, Krishna included everybody with him. Krishna never left anybody out. So that is the practice of Holi, right? So the children should never leave anybody out. Four, the children should celebrate colors. Therefore, they can have a what we call that scrapbook or anything, and they can use lot of different colors, stick different colors, find their names, etc., etc. They can do and enjoy the vibrancy of colors. This is celebration of Holi. And finally, children can celebrate a beautiful Holi. So the lesson, we have to see if the lesson has been effective, and for that we'll have to give homework and do assessment. What is the homework and what should be assessed? As I said, did the child change? So did the child change? How will we know? We will know when we ask the child, do you chant Om Namo Narayanaya every day at home? Or any other mantra, no problem. But the child should pray to God every day at home. So the child can keep a record, or the parent can write down saying the child chanted Om Namo Narayanaya for 5 minutes every day. Or we can ask from the class, did all the children be included in all the activities? Or is there a child who doesn't have a friend in the entire class? So that child has to be included in the classroom. You see how we are saying assessment? Finally, the value has to happen in the child. This has to happen. Then we have achieved what we want to achieve, and that is the biggest change that we can bring. Do you see how we do the lesson? Okay. So this way we'll have to work out our entire lesson. We have to bring in. So you see, I mean, just to recap. First of all, why do we do the lesson? We should know what is the domain. We should know what is the subtopic. We should know what is the objectives. In the objectives, we should know what the child should know. We should know how to create the feeling in the child for that particular value, and how the child can practice the value. Then we should also talk about the current issues that are connected to it. And we should give examples of the past people. We should give examples of Gurudev, and we should give examples of ourselves. And finally, we should give the child what they can practice so that they can implement that practice. And finally, we should also assess the child to see if they have actually practiced it. Then the entire cycle is complete and we have done our value education class. Our success is when the change happens in the child. Finally, the child should be able to say that in class 1, my ma'am took a class on Holi, and in that class, I learned that I should pray every day, and from that class, I have been treating everybody equally and I have included everybody in my life. That when the child becomes 21, should be able to say that this teacher brought this change in me and I have been practicing it. That is when our value education will have been a great success. For this, little more preparation would be required and we can achieve what we want to achieve. So just give you a sample of Indian culture, more lessons we will see in different sessions in the coming days. That we will see. Thank you very much. It was nice meeting all of you. Hari Om. Hari Om.